It's important for us to acknowledge pleasure in sex ed because pleasure is, for most of us, why we like to have sex. So if we don't acknowledge pleasure, then we're kind of leaving out one of the biggest reasons why we even engage in sex in the first place. It's important for us to acknowledge pleasure in sex ed because sex has been framed mainly in a medicalized, oversimplified way, and in some cases demonized for being something worth punishing. There's autonomy in seeking pleasure, in asserting our preferences, and also in educating others to accept and embrace the pleasure that comes with sex.
Sex shouldn't hurt unless you want it to and people are consenting. That's my caveat that I wrote down. Both parties should be getting pleasure out of it. It's really important to destigmatize pleasure because we live in this society, especially in American context, because now I'm understanding like the European and Norwegian context, which is very different than American context because they do focus a lot more on pleasure and like how to actually have sex, where in the American context it's just like, don't have sex, or if you do, have safe sex because you don't want to get pregnant or STDs. And it's like, okay, but why otherwise are people having sex? And then I think it's really annoying because in the American context we're constantly told that it's really only for reproduction and is very medicalized, like very cut and dry, like, oh, this is what happens. And I feel like queer sex is especially not discussed, and generally speaking, queer sex is not for reproduction. So what else is it for? It has to kind of be like pleasure-based, and I think that's really important to highlight that you should be enjoying yourself. If you're not enjoying yourself, then it's not like good, or I wouldn't say consensual because obviously you can still consent and not enjoy it, but like making sure that people know how to enjoy it and how to have a better time and advocate for what they want is really important.